Tuesday with, or soon to be with, students of the Freedom Club for a masterclass in e-commerce ads, conversion optimization, and the rest of it. Let's go get all the students in and start this call. Welcome, Freedom Clubbers, to Tuesday night's growth call. My name is Chris, Head of Education here at the Freedom Club, here to serve and help you with all of your questions. If you want to watch this on YouTube, I will pop the link in the chat. And everybody, just give me a couple of minutes to get myself organized here before we dig into the questions. Sup, Gervy and Kanwal, sorry. Sharon, Mia, Anil, Jesse, Diane, Caden, Michaela, all the usuals are here. Good to see. Sam, welcome. Okay. Let me share my screen, guys, and we'll get started. Now, this will be the only stream that I'm doing tonight, actually. Not tonight. Sorry, the only stream I'm doing this week. Maybe I'll be back on Sunday. We'll see. But I'm moving house, so I literally will not have my computer on Thursday night. All right, we should start with Sabine. Sabine, are you on the call? Because you asked me to review your ads. I can't remember what your store is, so I can't really review your ads. But if you could let me know, that'd be great. I'll send you a message. What is your store, please? So that you can get back to me. And we can revisit that. All right, so Caden and Claire. Wondering if I could please give feedback on the email pop-up. You've tried to look through inspiration from competitors and other well-performing brands, but your pop-up doesn't have a great sign-up rate. Only today, a secret discount for you. Simply enter your email below and get special savings. Also, do I know how to turn this catalog option into in Ads Manager? Our ads are appearing with other products underneath. No, you should. You should always have your ads showing with other products beneath them. That is correct. That is using one of those Advantage Plus features of Facebook. I always do this in all of my ads because you know what? Someone might see these, but they really want the next product that you're going to add to your store, which could be, a titanium cutting board or something like that. Hey, Florian, welcome. So the pop-up is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not great, but it is pretty good. The first thing that I like, and this is just a tiny little thing, I do like to remove the padding from around the top image. It just looks a little bit better when there's no padding there, but yours looks pretty good. It's all in there quite nicely. You could bring in your most tested selling point here, right? So you could say no more plastic in your food, if that is your best selling point. And if it's not, choose whatever your best selling point is. I'm just saying sometimes you can use your selling point here, your number one USP, or the number one problem that you're solving, and then you can say, how about a mystery discount? Get rid of this unsubscribe at any time. And what you can put in here is a no, I don't want a discount. I'll see if I can. I probably can't bring it up. I'll see if I can. Hold on, give me a second. I'll show you my Homecraft one. Omnisand. Oh man, this music's putting me to sleep. I've just had a really big dinner after a long day of packing boxes, so please forgive me if I yawn a few times. Okay, so you can see here my submit rate's 12% on this bad boy. I do find, look, it varies from product to product too. If my product's exciting and people really want it because it's going to solve a big problem for them, I do find my submit rate is higher. If my USP, and it's really funny how everything kind of like aligns. Sup, Damon? When your product has an important solution people want, and your marketing angle on your ad was good, and then that same good marketing angle on your ad, if they see that as the first thing that pops up when they see your store, then you're going to get a high submit rate. But to show you what I'm doing, and I do usually get a high submit rate with something like this. You see how simple it is? It's so simple. There's nothing special about this. It's just, congratulations, you've unlocked a mystery discount today. Now this works on Homecraftology, which is a little bit more fun, a little bit more vibey, a little bit more like it's artsy and crafty and all that kind of stuff. On my other stores, yes, Sabine, I need your website. On my other stores, I do something similar, but I don't necessarily go, congratulations, you've unlocked something. I usually bring my USP in, you know, like for my current store, it's, you know, no more pickpockets. Or for another store that I had, it was fix back pain. Or another store was, I don't know, you get my drift. So I always like to do a no thanks, I'll pay full price, because this seems like a no-brainer. No one wants to pay full price. Of course you want a discount. Now, what have you got here? You've got the name and email here. And that's fine. If that's working for you and you have a high submit rate, keep it. But what I usually find is we do micro commitments. And look, my whole concept of building a store and making sales is micro commitment. And that's really what we're doing. Remember the conversion chain. You have a big chain of events that needs to happen between someone seeing your ad for the first time and someone purchasing. We've got little tiny chains, and they got to go up each chain, each link. You've got to invite them in how to level up. So, of course, watching your video is level 1. Level 2 is clicking on your shop now button. Level 3 is actually being on your website and taking the content in and not just leaving, because 50% of people will literally just leave. Step 4 is getting the email. And it's that early in the chain. For me, if I can get the email, I have a 2 out of 3 chance of closing the deal. So to get this to have a 12% submit rate, I tested a lot of different images up here. Yes, I've chosen a kind of a wide image, which looks good on both desktop and mobile. And the letters are really bold. That's what worked for this brand. And the no thanks, I'll pay full price. That was what worked for this brand. And then step 2, enter your best email and get the mystery discount today. You might notice I'm not asking people for their name. The more fields that you add onto this form, the better the lead's going to be. I say lead because at this stage they're just a lead or the customer. The better the customer or the lead's going to be. But the least amount of fields that you have on your form, the more signups you'll get. Now, I want more signups, and the reason why I want more signups, I'll explain that to you guys in a second. I know that we weren't going to go. I was going to answer questions today, but you know what? There's some things to teach you guys. And then we've got get my discount now as the actual what do you call it? The call to action. Success, they're going to get 15% off their order. Now, I don't recommend everyone does 15%, but if you're selling a higher ticket item, I have found that Welcome 15 outperforms Welcome 10 every day of the year. But some of you have a lower ticket item. You should test if this converts better or worse and decide for yourself if you want to give up 10, 15%. I don't do this on all brands. Some of my brands only offer a 10%. But on Homecraftology, I'm offering 15%, and it's really helped me reduce my cost per purchase on my ads. I know it sounds weird to tell you that this one screen brings my cost per purchase down by about $10, but it's true. It's true. I get cheaper conversions by about $10 with this. All right, so, and of course, subscribed. I should probably get rid of this actually, because that's not working at all. Let me fix this real quick. You're already signed up is what you should have there. And get rid of it. Cool. I'll update that. All right, now, the reason why I want more signups on Homecraftology. If we go into audiences here and we go into segments. Now, last week we did a deep dive into segments, if you guys remember. But did you know you can actually sync your segments with Facebook and with Google? How do we do that? Oh, Jesus, I can't remember. How did I do that? And I'll show you why it's important. How in the hell did I do that? I know it's not hard. I did it all the time. Segments. Manage audience sync. That's how we do it. And then we just edit this sync, and you can, the thing is, you can only sync them for 30 days at a time. Every month you're going to have to come in here and resync them, but I highly recommend you do it, because this now becomes, I've got all contacts. The cool thing is for me especially, there's 250,000 people in there who've at one point in time been on my list. Now, the amount of subscribers that I have is 50,000, because people churn. People stay on your list for a while, and then you let them go because they didn't purchase, so you unsubscribe them. That's a natural process. That's what we should do to clean our lists. But just because I've unsubscribed them and I'm not paying for them in Omnisend doesn't mean I can stop. I fully stop marketing to them, because I'm now syncing this entire all contacts audience with Facebook and Google, meaning I can retarget them. And I'm also syncing a few others. I'm syncing up people who have been to the cart page. I'm syncing up, that should be synced. People who purchased, but they haven't purchased for 60 days. People who are super engaged. That's my favorite audience. My super engaged audience of 22.6 thousand people. Show you the method behind this. People who are subscribed, they've seen at least one message in the last 8 days, and they've opened at least one message in the last 8 days. Well, they go onto my super engaged list, and I retarget them on Facebook. These all, once you've actually synced these up with Facebook, they become an audience inside your Facebook audiences that you can literally just show an ad to tomorrow or today even. Wheelio, people who've come onto my list through Wheelio, 58,000 people. So you can see how this all works and why I'm trying to get as many people as possible onto my lists. All right. Sabine, Aura Cleanse. Let's go find Aura Cleanse. Did you guys find that helpful? So after 30 days, they become unsunk. It's not. They'll still be synced. Oh God, how do you even synced? Synced? Synced's the word, right? If you after 30 days, the connection goes away. So like no new people will be added. So you're just going to come in here every 30 days, once a month, and just check it. Just check that they're all still going. I think you get an email saying, "Hey, come on in and refresh." Sabine, no, you don't need to be a bronze or a silver. That's only if you're in the next call, which you if you don't have access to the next call, well, you know if you have access to the scaling call. You don't need to be any particular level to get a once over from me. But do I have access to your account? Let's take a look. I don't see Aura Cleanse. Did you invite me to your account? Does Klaviyo do that? I believe it does, but I don't think it's as easy. Let's check that out real quick. Klaviyo, Facebook, audience, sync. All right, Sabine. Well, I won't be able to check your ads for today because I don't usually do the connection on screen. But if you invite me, I'm putting my email address in now. Invite me to your business, and make sure when you do the invite that you allocate the permissions. So you go into your business, you go into people, you do the invite. In the permissions, give me full admin access to your Facebook page. But you don't give me access to your page or anything else. I just need full access to your Facebook account. And once I'm finished the call off screen, I'll go and take a look. Sorry, no, I won't take a look. Once I'm finished the call, I'll go and complete my end so that I have access to your account for the next call. But if you've been launching, follow the guide in the course for 1 week, and I can look at your ads next Tuesday. Klaviyo Audience Sync connects your segments to Facebook custom audiences. Yeah, it looks like it does. Sweet. All right, who's next? Rhonda. Ad account for Clear Tuesdays. Should you scale again? Both your ad sets have been generating profit last. Nice. Because your email flows remain at 30% click rate. Yeah, I hope you mean open rate, because 30% click rate would be just phenomenal. I would blow my mind if you had 30% click rate, but pretty sure you mean open rate. Still trying to work on your site for those conversions. All right. All right, so let's look at your ads. Clear Tuesdays. Nice to see you in profit. Your hard work, whoa, stop sharing. Your hard work finally paid off. Okay. Look at that, $30 purchases. Who would have thought we'd be here? And how are you doing the last 7 days? $22 purchases. Oh man. Rhonda, if I didn't know how hard you'd work to get here, I would be so jealous. This is incredible. Kitty Gummies, Chris Test 1, and just Kitty Gummies. Mine's got the higher click rate. Not that I'm at all competitive. Oh, look at this. Lots of different ads. $21, $29. Dude, you're killing it. Yeah, from here. That's right, Sabine. I don't think Rhonda's on the call, but Rhonda, congratulations. Like big round of congratulations. So I want you to be super careful. All you really want to do from here, I mean, there's two things I'd like you to test. Okay, just one of them is really simple. Just upping your budgets by 20% each day. So you can go from 30 to 50 and then 50 to 70. If that works after a couple of days, just keep going up a bit, go slow. Okay, go very slow. The next thing I want you to try is duplicating this campaign out. Don't touch it other than duplicating it. Duplicate it out. In the duplicated version, delete all of these. I'll show you exactly what I want you to do. Delete all of these and then make it a campaign budget optimized campaign. This may work for you, but it may not. Every account's different, every product's different. The campaign budget optimization ads are currently what I'm able to scale. Hopefully you can too. If not, that's cool. You've still got your normal ad set level optimization here. So I'll show you what I want you to do. I want you to duplicate your campaign. And where it says add reels, hell yeah, we want that. Where it says engage view, yeah, we definitely want that. We're going to duplicate with recommendations. Christ, all these are Rhonda's winning ads after testing. I'm assuming you're aware. Is she also on manual? She's on Advantage Plus, but she's on asset level but optimization. And yeah, she needed to test all those. She went through a lot of ads to find those winners. Took a long time. And she had to also optimize her landing page a lot. The little things. Oh, you meant Chris, not Christ. Hey, yeah, if you looked at my accounts, I've got like probably 5 to 7 winners that I'm scaling. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. As long as I'll tell you if you actually, Mia, are you in the masterclass after this? Not the run club. Good God. Do I look like a runner? The growth club. The growth call. Are you in this one? Not yet. We might have to get you in the growth call, Mia, to help you out. I'll talk about that with the team and see what we can do. So, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, nice landing page. Very nice. Very, very nice. Come along nicely. Saving for ages and designing them. Yeah, look, to find my winning 7 ads for my latest business, I think I tested about 30 to 40 or maybe even 50 ads, whittled them down to the best 10, ran that for a week, killed the losers. And I mean, some of them looked really promising, but some of them didn't get any sales. So you usually end up with like 5 to 7 good ads. What you need to do is, I don't have any examples in this one to show you. And don't worry, we'll come back to setting up that campaign in a second. I don't have any in this to show you on what to do because they're all looking very good. But if an ad, for example, like right down here, if you've been running an ad set for like a week at a high budget, and you got ads in here that aren't getting very much spend at all, you may as well turn them off, because Facebook's kind of telling us, hey, these ones here, after a given amount of time, these ones here, I don't think they're going to work, so I'm just not going to spend on them. So you may as well just turn them off. And sometimes you get a cheeky one. Sometimes you'll get like I've had this week, I had like a couple of these getting some decent spend, but one of them was getting decent spend and had no conversions. And in that case, you have what I like to call a mismatch. So a promise mismatch. Someone's looking at your ad and think it's cool, thinking they're going to get something out of it, going to your landing page, and it's something else. And sometimes for us ad makers, it's not 100% obvious. It's very difficult for us to be in the mind of the customer. I mentioned having 6 winners. However, Rhonda has quite a few in there. Confirm that. Just remember, take everything with a grain of salt. Yeah, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. That's the new ones. Hold on. Let me discard the drafts so I can get a thing on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's fine. That's fine. Some of these you'll turn off over time too. Some of these ones getting no spend, probably just turn them off. But Rhonda, don't turn anything off for now. You're only spending $30 a day. We don't really have enough spend here to say these won't work. We got to give it more time. After you've spent like $1,000 on your ads, you'll see really clear spend patterns popping up, and you'll be able to turn off the ones that don't work, and you'll be able to take the ones that do work and go make new versions of them and test them in a different ad set. All right, this is what I want you to do, Rhonda. Before I get sidetracked, this is what I want you to do. So we don't touch this one except for adding more budget every other day, okay? But to see if we can scale this puppy, Mia, does that mean testing them was a waste of budget if they later don't get it? No, not a waste of budget, because by testing them, you got the privilege of figuring out exactly what's going to work. And then you pop them into a campaign and Facebook's saying, hey, these ones over here are doing all the work. It's not a waste. It's not a waste of all. It's just really starting to understand your audience so you can produce better content for them, right? Lucas, any course that I recommend? Yeah, man. Go to the Freedom Club. Go to the Freedom Club, my friend. That's all where all my students are. Your hyper-focused questions closer to the next step. Cool. All right, what we're going to do here is how we turn this into a scaling campaign. We're going to duplicate with recommendations. If Facebook allows it. Come on, Facebook. All right, then we're going to set this to a campaign budget starting at about 150 a day. I would. You know what? I wouldn't do that. Start at 100 because that's actually, honest to God, that's what I would do. This is knowing that everything in this campaign is your best ads, right? So then we're going to go into the campaign. There are only two that we really want here. We only want kitty gummies, Chris, and we only want kitty gummies Oz Wide. So we're gonna actually unselect them and then delete everything else. Just be very careful. You're only deleting your drafts. You do not want to delete anything else. What's the difference between a campaign budget and an ad set budget? I'll tell you. Campaign budget. Well, let me explain. Ad set budget. Ad set budget is a rigid campaign. Actually, you know what? Let me finish this. And then I'll answer all your questions. So now we've got the two winning ad sets in here. Campaign level budget optimization. Actually, we're good to go. What am I talking about? Just press publish and you're done. And now you have yourself a scaling campaign. Now, Michaela, what's the difference between a campaign budget and an ad set? Well, in one campaign, let me just discard my drafts. In one campaign, which is this one here, the budget is set at the ad set level, meaning you have direct control over exactly how much Facebook will spend on each of these ad sets. It's typically a little bit harder to scale an ad set budget campaign because there's a lot of moving parts here and you're not a supercomputer, right? So yes, if it works, you can just keep scaling these until it doesn't work. The easy mode that I find is going and creating a campaign budget optimized campaign where Facebook will see your overall budget you want to spend and it will allocate the spend to the right ad sets that it thinks is going to get the conversion. So essentially, you're able to add more ad sets in here for Facebook to use to chase the customer. So let's just say, for example, you're deep into your scaling and you're like, oh man, I just had a great idea. I'm going to sell my kitty gummies for men because these will help penises too. Oh, that was a terrible example. Terrible example, but this is just the business that we're in. I'm gonna target men too. So you go and you make yourself an ad for men. You don't know if it's gonna work. You don't want to break anything because and for those of you wondering why I said penis, I'm sorry. I'll stop saying that word, but it's because just to clear me from being a pervert. This is a vaginal product. Okay, I'm not a complete pervert. Well, not complete. Anyway, so rather than breaking anything and completely screwing up my campaigns, I could duplicate one of these or just create a new ad set in here. And I could even target that ad set to men. And I could put male related images in there. And Facebook would try and see if it could get conversions for me, but I won't break my scaling of everything else. It'll probably just mean that my campaign cost per result will go up and I'll be like, oh, damn, what's going on there? And I'll go into it and I'll be like, oh, yeah, look, one of these ad sets is just not working. Well, hell, men don't want this product, turn it off. But it allows you to test some of your ideas in separate ad sets within your scaling campaign. That's one benefit. Another benefit, I don't really like to do that because as I'm scaling up and spending a ton of money on my campaign level optimized ad set, I don't really want to put anything in that campaign that is kind of dicey, like advertising a women's product to men. But you might be testing some stuff in your other campaigns. You might have a test campaign where you're just testing a whole new different range of images. And you might take your winners in there. Now, you don't want to disrupt any of these ones that are actually active and then they're out of learning and they're quite happy. You don't want to touch them in either of your campaigns. But inside of your scaling campaign, you could take your winners and put a new ad set in here. It's not going to mess anything else up. And you're just able to throw new ideas in there. Maybe you want to even, like, one of the things I do in Homecraftology is I'll take my winning ad set with my winning ads, I'll duplicate it inside my scaling CBO, and I'll start testing different interests. So for Homecraftology, we're doing diamond painting kits. I'm testing paper crafts as an interest. I'm testing crafts as an interest. I'm testing just engaged shoppers. And I'm able to then just add those into my scaling campaign. And Facebook will just pick and choose which people need to see your ads. So yeah, adding another ad set to your scaling campaign won't break it, correct? But you don't want to add poop in there because you'll get poop results. You want to add only ads in there that you've actually tested somewhere else. You don't want to take wild, stab in the dark guesses. You want to use this for, oh, this will probably work kind of things. Does that make sense? All right. I think that's enough talking about ladies' products. Let's move on before I get fired. Nat and Ollie wanted another updated review from last week. Changed a few pictures and then Nat and Ollie, are you guys here? Because you guys are thinking I have some sort of super brain memory. Guys, I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Help me out here. What's your store? Guys, I can't even remember what stores are my own stores. How am I supposed to remember your stores? Hey Neil, would I add more winning ads into an already working Advantage Plus? Not if it's doing well. And not if I'm trying to scale it. Absolutely no. I want to add them in, but that puts you back into learning. I try not to, but sometimes even it's like there's so many different scenarios. It's very hard for me to like give you a straight answer. I'm really sorry. Let's say my Advantage Plus had been working for a long time, but my cost per purchase was rising. And this will be something you guys will all have. You'll be doing well. You'll be scaling. You'll make a bunch of money for a few months. You get really excited and you'll be like, oh, shit, we're not profitable this month. Look, my cost per purchase has gone up to $50 and it was $35 last month. What could ever be the problem? And that's an opportunity to then like turn that one off or just, duplicate it and add new images in or ads in to give it a bit of life. Sometimes your ads just die. They just completely flat out just stop working. And the only thing that'll fix them is to turn them off and duplicate them. Sam, you're running an ad set budget campaign. You're getting 3 purchases and 1 ad set. Would it be okay to just increase the budget on that ad set? Yeah. No, you just increase the budget. Increase it by no more than 20% per day. Michaela, you've always created a new campaign because you've been too scared to touch what's working. Yeah, that's a very valid thing to do. Does this matter that you have multiple scaling campaigns? Yes, it does matter. Especially if you're just targeting Australia. You will reach a point if you're scaling both campaigns at the same time where they interact with each other. And you'll start to outbid yourself in the auction. That's why I only tend to have 1 scaling campaign. And I have lots of test campaigns and I have lots of campaigns at like a medium budget, but I'll typically only have 1 scaling campaign per product. So Nat and Ollie, I can't help you guys because I don't know what your store is, so we'll move on to Pradeep. Fresh pause. For 4 weeks, you're just breaking even. All right. That sucks to be. Well, it doesn't suck. It's better than losing money. And just so you know, Pradeep, I started a new store 3-4 weeks ago. I'm just breaking even. And I'm actually thrilled that I'm breaking even. I'd love to be making more money, of course. But oh, sorry, I just had a weird comment on one of my videos. Do I have any criteria for WTF? Do I even have any criteria for finding winning products? Dude, how long have you been watching me? Lots of different criteria. Oh dear. People on the internet. They can suck, can't they? Okay, so Damon, if I add a new ad set into scaling CBO, do I bump the budget to allow... Hold on, let me read this again. If I add a new ad set into the scaling campaign, do I bump the budget to allow for a drop in my scaling ad set? No, I don't touch the budget usually. Oh, Nat and Ollie, you're here. Okay, Wombat. Wattle Wombat. Okay. All right. Sorry, Pradeep, we're going back to Nat and Ollie, and okay. I'll have a look at the landing page. Teak Wood Essentials 9-piece set. I mean, it's clean, very clean images. There's a bit going on here. I'd lose the leaves. I know you're waddle, but it's too much. It's a bit too much. That's pretty cool. Oh, I don't like this. Everyone gets 50. Well, you know what? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'd love to see your results on your sign up code, your sign up, and tell me what they are. Okay. Images are good. Images are very good. 2 free gifts with purchase. When we have a free gift, we need to actually tell people how much the free gift is worth. You know, wet the whistle a little bit. Good gifts. Overall clean page. Yeah, it's not too bad. What it's missing is the sizzle. You know, it's missing the problem. One of the things you could do to sort of reiterate the problem here, you could say teak wood non-toxic essentials as a product name. You could also add a heading up here. Like you could say, finally a plastic-free utensil, something like that. But yeah, it's not too bad. Come ride with us. You have got a casing issue right here. And you're missing, like, you got feel confident, you got easy on the eyes. You're missing the point. What a problem are we solving? Because those easy on the eyes isn't a problem. Feeling confident isn't a problem. What is the problem that we're solving? Because it's your sign up rate is 5.5. Yeah, you could do better. You could do better. So work on the pop-up. You got to bring the problem that you're solving heavier into this. Much more, like, if you've got split seconds to convince me that I've made the right choice in clicking my Facebook ad and looking at your store. Like less than a second. So tell me what the problem is that you're solving and remind me of the problem. Because if I click on shop now, chances are I've actually already forgotten why. So help me understand myself. Why did I click on the ad? What problem am I trying to solve? I can't harp on about that enough. So a little bit more work needed, but it's very, very clean and looking very, very nice. ATN, what are my thoughts on looking for hot markets first and then products? Yeah, that's actually what I do. That's exactly what I do. So I identified one of the hot markets. The next hot market I wanted to get into was handbags. I looked it up using Kalo data and exploding data as well. Kalo data is fantastic. Best tool for analytics in Shopify. In TikTok Shop. Incredible data in here. So I found my niche. I think I narrowed it down to about 3 or 4 niches that I wanted to get into next. Then after I decided the niche, then I started looking for the products within that niche that I wanted to sell. That's exactly how I do it. That way I know that when I'm jumping into a particular niche, it's not going to be difficult to get sales because people actually want to buy it. All right. So Nat and Ollie. Well, we already looked at that one. Pradeep, fresh pause. Let's go see if I can help you get out of breaking even. Hope that helps, ATN. Michaela, multiple campaigns will compete with each other, but ad sets in the same campaign won't? Depends. It actually depends. You can have too many ad sets in an ad set level optimized campaign for sure. But a campaign budget optimized campaign can't really, the ad sets can't really compete against each other. Think about it that way. There's a little manager sitting in different parts of the ads. Where are we looking at? Fresh pause. Don't worry, this is one of my spare accounts that got restricted, not my main accounts. All right, fur trimmer. We're running at $37 purchase. And let's just have a look at your recent data here. It's going up. All right. You're welcome, Etienne. Okay, what do we want to do here? Your conversion rating is actually really good. CTR, we're looking at, no, you guys can't see that on YouTube. CTRs are pretty good. They could be higher. It could be higher. Your cost per clicks could be lower because, I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. But because your CTRs are only, you know, at the 1.8%, your click-through rates are a little bit higher than they need to be. How do we get better cost per clicks?
Grooming my pup used to be stressful until I found this trimmer. It's whisper quiet, super gentle, and no more accidental nicks.
Pretty good ad. Where you might be losing people. How do I script my creatives? That's the hardest bit. It's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing. I don't really have time to talk about that tonight, but I can talk about that next time I'm on. If you don't mind, Mondeza, is that how I want to say it? So good ad, but you see how there's black lines around the side? So that would put me off as a buyer. But it's a pretty good ad. Have you tested different headings here? Because this is great that it's working at 50% off best-selling fur trimmer, but have you tested anything different there?
Grooming my pup used to be stressful until I found this trimmer.
Now, when you've got grooming my pup used to be stressful, it's actually a really good hook. But the hook doesn't match the pup because this is a pup that's really quite unstressed. So can you add an excuse me, I got a cough. Can you add in here a bit of a stressed pup? Because then you'll have problem,
until I found this trimmer.
then you'll have solution.
Super quiet, super gentle, and no.
Now, those are a few little things there. Now, I did do some Facebook training lately, and Facebook training taught me something that I didn't believe, but it is kind of true now. When we have our ads, this looks like a 4x3 ad, I think we teach you to do square ads and 4x3 ads in the Freedom Club, but what Facebook is now saying is you should do your ads in 9x16, because when they pop up natively in Instagram and on the Facebook feed, when they look native, they get up to a 6 to 10% higher conversion rate and cheaper cost per click because it looks native. So native is the long 9x16. So it might be worthwhile reformatting some of this in CatCup and giving those Instagram long format ones a bit of a try. And from here, it's just testing out the little things, because there's a million ways you could sell this, but we have to test out the angles and see if we can get the cheaper cost per click, basically. And this is nice too, but there's too many words on this, and you could have a stressed puppy over here and a like happy puppy here. You could test out different headlines. Your goal right now, Pradeep, needs to be shaving off $1 off here. If you can, like my Homecraftology ads, I'm getting like $1 per click. If you can shave off $1 off this, that will reduce your cost by half. You like the TT format? Yeah. Would you mind doing a Discord call on my username? I would mind. I'm actually got a call after this book, so I can't do it tonight. I'm really sorry. So that's what I would recommend, Pretty. You've done a great job, but I don't think these ads are quite where you need them to be yet. Now that's just getting people to your website. Let's go check out the website real quick. Australia's #1 electric fur trimmer. Safe and pain-free. Ultra quiet. Reduce the risk of bacterial infections. Pretty good. I wonder if you could just change the text in this. And I wonder if you could just test what happens when you do Australia's #1 anxiety fixing trimmer or anti-anxiety trimmer, or Australia's #1 stress-free trimmer. Maybe that's all it needs to bring this around. Now, have you tested what happens when you take these off? If you take these off, do you get a better conversion rate? And when you have these on, what's the difference in your average order volume? Like, it's a bit of a balance that we have to find with the upsells. Sometimes they do more harm than good, and sometimes you absolutely need them. Trying to make it better, yeah. Trying to make a better offer with a higher perceived value, 100%, 100%. That's the name of the game. What does this thing come with? Oh. Dude. Yeah, look, so what you're missing here is, what does this thing come with? I'm on your site, I'm ready to purchase. What's in the box? How do I charge it? Oh, and you got way too much ChatGPT nonsense here. Way too much. We don't really have any headings to draw me in so that you're going to answer my questions, like what's in the box. And what you can do, right, if there's more than one thing in the box, if there's separate tools that come with this, sometimes they come with different heads or whatever, you can actually say, hey, we're going to throw in these things that are worth this amount of money for free. And that will usually increase your conversion rate too. Now, we have some reviews, but we're really lacking reviews here. Really lacking the reviews. Some of the things that I like to do is, look, you can go and grab the Section app, and you can install it so you can actually add some one-line reviews, and you've only got 165 here. But what we're saying is loved by 1,000 Aussies. So you need to load up your reviews, man. You need to load up your reviews. You can use ChatGPT to generate a whole bunch of reviews into a CSV file, and you can actually then import that into LAI reviews. That's what I do. That's how I have launched with a few hundred, 500 reviews on most of my products, even 1,000 reviews on some of my products. I think this too needs to be centered. It's not going to make a big difference on mobile because we're mostly going to be on mobile, but just this annoys me on desktop. So there's two big things you need to do, Pradeep. You need to work on getting your cost per click down, and we need to work on adding more information about your products, adding more reviews in here, getting more social proof on this thing, and that will decrease your cost per conversion and decrease your cost per click and make you more money. All right, we've got 8 minutes left before we start the scaling call. Yeah, a quiz testing funnel. I don't know about quiz testing funnel. It works for some, but only when it's difficult to actually find the product that someone wants to buy. Now, who are we looking at? Who's next? Sarah, please look at your ads. I can't look at your ads because I don't think you've given me access to them. I'll let you know how. Please invite me to your Facebook business. Here's my email. If you do that, I can take a look for you. In the meantime, Hair Visionary. Now, we don't recommend using app site gem pages whenever necessary. The template that we're using converts usually pretty high, It's a fast loading template. And we keep things simple for everybody's first, because most of the people, these are their first stores. We keep things simple. And then you can use products like Section app, which helps you add some really cool features to your actual product page without the need of something slow like gem pages. Having said that, gem pages can be gorgeous and they can do really well. It's an added bit of complexity that most students don't need. Jesus, look at this. This is gorgeous. Who was this? Sarah Tidyman. Someone's a good designer. This is fantastic. You got step by steps. Great. Look at this. That is what you need. Pradeep, this is social proof. And this is a Section app in here. And this is all you need. Look at that beautiful money back guarantee. Gorgeous. Yeah, this is good to go. Are we running ads? Sarah. Yeah, invite me to your ad account. We'll take a look at that next stream and I'll have a look at your results. I have a feeling you're going to be getting a few sales of that thing. That's fantastic. All right, Gervy. Campaign for Rejoice. Okay. You've updated the website. You now have image ads and AI. Okay, let's take a look. Rejoice. Can't find you. Hold on. Let me take a deeper look. What was the business called? Maybe it was Rejoice and I just typed it in wrong. Rejoice, gotcha. Found it. Okay. 3 purchases. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, dude. It's not looking good. Your click-through rate's actually quite decent. Your cost per click's a little bit high on this. A little bit high. Not too bad. Look, you can manage at $2, but if you can get it down under $2, that'd be amazing. Compression socks. $21 a purchase. Okay. $30 a purchase. Okay. Some of this is all right. So your hospitality and cafe, how did that do well? Healthcare worker. All right. Broad's struggling at the moment. I see. And your broad only has a 1.8% click rate. Same with healthcare worker. Let's look at some of your ads. Carousel ad. Interesting approach. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just can work. There's too much text on this ad. There's way too much. No. Come on. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram. Ain't no one got time for that. No, I ain't gonna spend any more time on that. That's what people are like. Absolutely not. This pretty good, but your text looks sloppy. We can't have sloppy ads. The idea of the ad is pretty good, but I can't read the text, and that's not how a professional would make it. So people are kind of put off by that. So we'll have a look at your add to carts and purchases. Just give me a second. Customize columns. Cart. Checkout. Purchases. Okay, 7 add to carts. So this one here, add 1. We've spent $50 to get 7 add to carts. That's good. 2 initiate checkouts, not so great, and then 1 purchase for $50. It's almost there, but it's not quite. The cost per click is quite good. CTR at $2.15, not bad, not bad. This would be what I would be looking at to upgrade the most. So this is obviously a pretty good angle, the before and after, reduced swelling and swollen, pretty good angle. Let's go and see if we could make a few different versions of this that look a bit different and see if we can get a different result. It instantly boosts circulation without socks. Now that's not a bad angle there, but you're talking about the solution before you've told me the problem in the text. So just bear that in mind. Here Facebook's giving you an example here, and it's saying, hey, talk about the swollen leg first. So I'd follow its advice, talk about the swollen leg first in your primary text. Even your headline here, rejoice me compression socks. Wouldn't a better headline be like, no more swelling, or my swelling just went away? Something like that. Then we've got $30 being spent, and pretty much here, look, it's hard for me to really gauge how these are going when we haven't spent that much money on them yet. But $30 and no, it's got a pretty decent click-through rate there. Pretty good cost per click, but no add to carts. Sometimes that means people are getting a different idea of what they're going to be getting, and then they're saying the landing page. I see where you're coming from with the ad, but people aren't buying it. I mean, literally, they're not buying it. It's got a good click through, but no add to cart. So people are like, yeah, my dad's got swollen legs. And maybe it's because your angle there was my dad, and people are like, oh yeah, my dad suffers with that too. So the market is really sophisticated. So you need a solid UMP and UMS. It's true. It's true. I think don't angle it towards my dad, angle it towards myself. I had, and find a nice UGC person to talk. Use the clip by all means, but find a nice UGC head. You could hire a UGC person. You could do it with AI. Tell a story. My legs were swollen. I could hardly walk. It felt awful. The solution my doctor gave me was these compression socks. They're on special now. Go and hit them up at this website. People have tried so many things. You can't just give them same claims. You need a unique mechanism. That is true. You could explain as well. Explain why compression socks work. You can explain the fact that this is what doctors and surgeons recommend to people who are suffering these things. Mention DVTs and clots. Mention varicose, how do we say this? Varicose veins? I forget how to say it. So mention these things in your videos too. And there's too much choice here. Way too much choice here. Make it 1 pair, 3 pairs, and 5 pairs, and call it a day. Get a free sock assist with 7 pairs. What's a sock assist and how much does it cost you? And can you just give it away for free if someone buys 3 pairs? If it's only going to cost you an extra couple of dollars, throw it in for free for anyone who orders 3 or more pairs. Dude, this would make a great ad. Just popping that on your ad, that will probably work. That will probably work. This looks way too AI. People are catching on. It looks uncanny. That's a nice one though. So a bit of work to do there, Gerby. I've got to go, guys. The next call is starting. I hope I've given you guys enough today to go work on. Keep the work up, guys. Keep it going. You'll get there. And I'll see you. Like I said, I won't be on this Thursday as usual, but I will be back on. When am I going to be back? Either Sunday or next Tuesday. I wish you guys luck for the week. See you guys.